Veterans, we're under attack.
Many were surprised when they found out or realized that veterans fall under DEI.
Last week, 1,400 workers got fired illegally. 22 of them were my colleagues at Hines VA Hospital.
So the Trump administration just announced they're cutting off 70,000 workers from the VA. I guess caring about the troops is only good as a campaign slogan, huh, MAGA?
Donald Trump has fired more veterans than any president in the history of the United States. In 6 weeks!
You should be ashamed of yourself. A man that evaded military service, a man who told the country over and over again, you said it to your people, I love veterans. I care for veterans. And what you've done in the last 2 months is turn your back on every veteran, and that's a shame.
Did you think that question on the application on whether or not you were or were not a veteran was because companies wanted to thank you for your service? Is that what you thought it was? Did you think the question about disability was about them? Because I've heard people say this, I never answer because I just think it's a way for them to discriminate against people with disability. So you believed the disability question was about discrimination, but the whether or not you were a veteran was to thank you for your service?
Nearly 6,000 veterans have already lost their jobs.
If only they were told about this. If only they were warned about this. If only the 65% of veterans who voted for Trump didn't realize that the DEI is also them. Oops. They thought DEI only meant black people. I guess they're in their find out era.
Over 61% of veterans voted for Trump, thinking that they were part of the real America, only to find out that in his eyes, they were just DEI hires waiting to be cut. Thousands of VA employees, many of them veterans, just lost their jobs as Elon Musk and Trump slashed federal spending. Now, the same folks who are chanting "Make America Great Again" are now realizing that they might not have been included in that vision at all. Welcome to the channel. My name is Joel Mugisha. If you're new to the channel, kindly consider subscribing, like the video, and drop me your opinions in the comment section below. It really helps with the algorithm to push this video. And let's get into it. I'll be back with more commentary.
Well, if you're a veteran, Donald Trump and Doge just consider you waste that needs to be cut, and your healthcare wait times are just collateral damage to an administration that takes a wrecking ball approach to cutting government spending. Donald Trump is going to cut 80,000 VA workers. Now, mind you, during the Biden-Harris administration, they hired 61,000 VA employees. This reduced wait times for you veterans who go to the VA hospitals. Your wait times were reduced by 11%. And now they're just going to go back up again because Donald Trump views you as waste. You went and served this country, and this is the thank you get. Sadly, a large portion of Donald Trump's voter base is comprised of veterans and active duty service members. This is what you voted for, and it's absolutely sad. We tried warning you, you told us we were fear-mongering, but now it's reality and you can't write it off as fake news because you will feel the impacts of this.
This is a sincere question for the people that didn't actually know what DEI encompassed, right? Especially those people who are veterans. Did you think that question on the application on whether or not you were or were not a veteran was because companies wanted to thank you for your service? Is that what you thought it was? Did you think the question about disability was about them? Because I've heard people say this, I never answer because I just think it's a way for them to discriminate against people with disability. So you believed the disability question was about discrimination, but the whether or not you were a veteran was to thank you for your service? I think our brain is gone too much, so much in this country that we think when people see us out and about in your uniform and people say, thank you for your service. Did y'all think that's what that meant on the application? That they were thanking you for your service? Right? What do you think is going to happen to the women, right? Because, in my time in corporate, I've had white women managers, and they were very strict about whether or not black women and brown women could have maternity time off or how long they should be out of work. But our white counterparts were allowed more time then was even allotted, and concessions made for you, right? Where your boss will let you do hybrid. Maybe you came into the office for 4 hours and then you went home and you worked the other 4 hours. Like, y'all do understand DEI wasn't just about these faces, right? But specifically to the veterans, did you think that question on the application was for them thanking you for your service? I saw a white man on here saying to people, oh, finally we have to wake up because Veteran Affairs has not paid him in over a month. Oh, finally it's time we need to wake up because veteran services are going away. Oh, finally we need to wake up. This was a white man, right? So when it comes to your door, it's finally we need to wake up. And listen, I don't begrudge it, because human nature is most people don't care about shit until it impacts them. Very few people, myself included, and those of us who truly have empathy for all people, you know, irrespective of their race, their gender, their sexuality, we've always cared about what has been happening to people who do not look like us, who do not love like us, who do not live like us, who do not worship like us. We've always cared. But human nature is most people won't care until it impacts them. And now that it is impacting you, you think your job is to rally the forces to go attack the people taking something from you. And your job in this moment is to work on your empathy. Because if you don't do that work, when you have defeated that enemy that has taken something from you, you will go right back to who you are or who you were before you decided you wanted to fight the good fight. So be angry, yes. But your work is not about rallying people to go fight the man. Your work in this moment is to work on your empathy, because what was going on with you that you could not be bothered to care until it impacted you? When I say to white people, y'all's work is empathy, I don't say that lightly. I don't say that to be attacking of you. I don't say that to even be dismissive of you. But pay attention to all of the white people coming online now, because something is being taken from them. They're losing privileges. They're losing benefit. And only now could they be bothered to care. And the problem is, if you don't work on your empathy, the part of you that allowed you not to care before things got taken from you, the minute you get it back, you will go back to those people who do not care about the things being taken from people who aren't you. So your work is not about rallying the troops. Your work is about working on your empathy. The part of you that was okay with other people suffering as long as it was not you.
Mark Wagstaff is one of 6,000 veterans who have been fired from the federal government by Elon Musk and Doge.
Donald Trump has fired more veterans than any president in the history of the United States. In 6 weeks!
Obviously, with me being impacted, I'm downsizing my current living arrangement right now to make sure that I can still afford everything I need to afford and have a roof on my head, you know, clothes on my back, food to eat.
Mark worked for the VA, coordinating healthcare supply logistics for his fellow vets.
I was supporting all the clinics, everything from the ER room to the operating room to just primary care, your basic checkups. When you talk about patient care, we're not just talking about benefits. We're not just talking about disability ratings where, you know, making sure the veterans are compensated for their service and their disabilities. We talk about patient care just coming in to get a Band-Aid. Who's going to deliver that Band-Aid? We're stewards of the government's money, the taxpayer dollars, but also at the same time, we're doing our best to make those decisions on the best behalf of democracy.
VA healthcare has been thrown into chaos across the country as the Trump administration indiscriminately fires staff.
The Associated Press published an internal memo that Trump and his administration are firing 80,000 Veterans Affairs workers. The already beyond short-staffed VA is going to crumble, and veterans who fought for our country are no longer going to receive care in any sort of timely manner, if at all. This is disgusting.
Nearly 6,000 veterans have already lost their jobs.
Hi there. So, according to the Pew Research Center, about 61% or 6 out of 10 registered voters who say that they have served in the military or the military reserves support Donald Trump in the 2024 election. 61%. 61%. 6 out of 10 supported Donald Trump in the 2024 election. Are we? This is who you wanted. This is who you wanted. 6 out of 10, 61%, according to the Pew Research Center. What else was you wanting? Because I'm confused. It's almost like you didn't know that this was going to happen. It's almost like you really voted for racism and misogyny and a rapist and just an all-around bad guy until you found out that it was going to affect you. 61% of you. God. Gee. Realtors. Like you didn't hear this man talking shit about John McCain. But that didn't matter because it wasn't you. Because, oh, we support our vets. We support vets. 61%. 6 out of 10. And now you are shocked that he's cutting jobs and he's cutting the people that's going to assist you and help you. 61%. God, it's almost like you didn't know that he was an asshole that didn't have any morals or scruples or didn't really give a shit about the veterans. It's almost like you didn't know that there was a whole book about what he was going to do.
Hello everybody, thanks for watching this far. FAFO season is hitting hard, and the people who thought that they were in Trump's good graces are now catching the heat. Over 61% of veterans voted for Trump because they were convinced that this was the guy looking out for them. They believed in America first. They believed in draining the swamp, but what they didn't know is that they were part of the swamp that Trump wanted to drain. Now, thousands of employees, many of them veterans, have now been fired. Why, you might ask? Because Trump and his billionaire buddy Elon Musk are on a mission to slash federal spending. And guess what, guys? Those VA jobs, the ones that many veterans thought they were safe, turns out in Trump's eyes they were just DEI hires. Yeah, diversity hires. And now many veterans for Trump are out in the streets, jobless, wondering what the hell just happened. Well, we told you so. You F around, you find out. Have you noticed how many people like to poke a finger at DEI until it's their job at the chopping block? Well, many veterans were out here chanting, America first again, drain the swamp, make America great again, but they never actually cared to notice that many of them are actually DEI hires. Many of them are hired because of diversity, equity, and inclusion. They get a lot of benefits in their VA hospitals where they get healthcare cover. But now after Trump has cut a lot of VA jobs, you're gonna have to queue on a long line when you want to be taken care of. Many thought that DEI was only for black people and minority groups without actually considering how DEI benefits a lot of, red states, Caucasian people, and even many Trump supporters have been out here on the internet. It's not the first time actually we are covering this on this channel. We have had a lot of white women find out that they were DEI hires in the eyes of their compatriots, white men. We've had a lot of people losing their jobs because they found out that they were DEI hires, and a lot of them voted for the orange man in charge. Now this time it's veterans. A lot of them actually support the orange man in charge because they think that this is the guy that is gonna look out for them. A lot of them go out there putting their lives at risk to serve the country, which is honorable. But actually many of them thought that the orange man in charge was their man, was their guy, who actually had their best interest. But now they are finding out a little bit too late that they were never in his plans, because it only takes you to be affected for you to realize that you messed up. So because this time it's veterans who are being affected, now they feel the pain because a lot of MAGA, Trump supporters are being affected by DEI rollbacks, losing their jobs, mass layoffs. Now that they're coming online crying and realizing that they voted against their own best interest. Well, what do we have to tell you? You voted for this. Many of you voted for hatred. Many of you voted for racism. We only will sit back and enjoy MAGA tears. Now, it's a little bit of shame for veterans to go through this because they serve the country, putting their lives at risk, but you made a decision. Many people tried to warn you, many people tried to show you, how Trump policies were not best for you. Trump policies never included anybody except his billionaire buddies. He is out there trying to cut federal spending so that he can give tax cuts to his billionaire buddies. Well, that's what you get for voting a businessman to be the head of state. You F around, you find out. Thank you very much for watching this far, guys. If you're new to the channel, kindly consider subscribing, like the video, and drop me your opinions in the comment section below. And as always, see you on the next episode.